Hey yogis, so we've got a beautiful juicy hip and hamstring little flow for you today. You will most likely need 2 blocks, or you can even just grab 2 jars that are at like a decent height and a strap. So I've got my little fancy yoga strap. You can just use a regular TheraBand that you can find at the gym or any kind of strap-like thing. Alrighty, so just making sure that that's close by. We will use that straight away. And we'll come and start lying down. So making sure that you're lying in a super comfortable position. I like to always start classes with a little bit of centering, whether it's sitting up on our blocks or lying flat on the back. So today I'm feeling like bringing my feet wide, letting the knees drop in together just helps to release the lower back, relax the hips. But you can have your legs straight along the mat like regular Shavasana. If you're wanting to go a little bit stronger, you can bring soles of the feet together in butterfly. So just having a little play, see what's working for you today. And then once you choose your variation, let's come and center. So closing down your eyes, taking a few deep exhale breaths with an open mouth. And just really using those breaths to help you let go of the chitter chatter in your mind, to help you let go of whatever's been going on for you today. Starting to create some space for yourself. Beautiful, guys. Now let's slowly close down the mouth. Continue that breath. Really bring the breath deep from the belly. And we start to focus our minds on that breath. Noticing each inhale, belly rises up. And each exhale, belly sinks in. Continuing to use your breath here to create space. To create space physically, but also mentally, emotionally. So whenever you find that your mind starts to wander off to a place that you didn't really want it to go, which it will because we're human, all you're going to do is catch yourself as you wander off. Come back. Come back to noticing your breath. Come back to the simplicity of just watching each inhale and each exhale. We'll use these next few moments here to do just that. Watching your breath. Centering yourselves, the next few moments of silence. Just another 3 full breaths. And when you finish that last breath, gently starting to blink open your eyes. Can straighten the legs if they're not already. Let's just take a nice big stretch to reawaken. Interlace your palms, send the palms away from you. Take a really deep inhale, breath, stretch the arms, stretch the legs, squeeze all your facial muscles, and let it go. So good. Let's bring those knees into your chest. Just taking a moment here to give yourself a little hug, a little rock side to side. Maybe making little circles with the knees in one direction and circles in the other. Nice. And then gently coming back to the center. Just lowering those legs. Reach for your straps. Unravel them if they're not already. And we're going to start with a nice hamstring stretch with the right foot. So hook your right foot under the strap, or hook your strap over the right foot. We're going to keep that foot nice and flexed. You don't have to straighten this leg. You can bend it as much as you need. That's totally fine, as long as you're feeling the stretch to the hamstring. Then straighten that left leg along the mat. And we're going to keep that left foot flexed. That left leg is active. Your arms can go wherever's comfortable. You can bend the elbows, you can straighten them, just keeping the shoulders relaxed. And then just bringing your awareness to your right hip, your right buttocks. See if we can send that right buttocks down the mat, and you'll feel the right side of your body lengthen. So it's not about shifting the whole pelvis, just a very subtle tilt down. Hips are square, body is nice and long. Can close down your eyes once again. Now let's just come back to that breath. So these first few poses, they're going to be nice and still. So you can continue that state of meditation. Now watching not just the breath, but also the sensations beginning to occur in your body. Noticing the back of your leg getting longer, freer. Maybe starting to straighten that leg a fraction more now if you have the space. We've got 3 more full breaths. Final breath. So nice, guys. Bring that strap into your right hand. Place your left palm on your left hip, just helping you to anchor that whole left leg, the left buttocks to the floor. And very gently start to open your right leg out to the right, just going as far as you can. So really using your right arm to support you here. Again, you can bend the knee if that's feeling better for you, as long as you're feeling now the inner thigh. Get a nice release. We're not going to stay here too much longer. See if you have already a little more space to open up. 3 more breaths. Final breath. Gently coming all the way back to the center. Now we bring the strap into our left hand. Right arm goes out to the side in line with your shoulder. Very gently let that leg come over to the left. You can really roll onto the outside of your left leg if that feels okay for you. You can look to the right if the neck allows. If that right leg wants to touch the floor, let it touch. And again, we're not here for too much longer. Final 3 breaths. Finishing your last full breath. And gently coming back to the center. Let's release that leg, straighten it out along the floor, give it a little shake out. You might notice that that leg is quite a bit longer than your other leg, so don't worry, we're going to balance it out straight away. So left leg's going to come up, hooking the strap over the ball of your foot. And let's straighten the right leg, flex your right foot so that leg is strong, pressing into the ground. And then you can do whatever you like with the arms, can be bent, can be straight, just as long as those shoulders are soft. And then let's send our left hip, our left buttock slightly towards the edge of the mat, towards your right foot. Just feel the left side of your body lengthen here. Beautiful, guys. Option to close those eyes or soften the gaze. Let's start to just watch it all now. Observing without reacting. And each time you catch yourself reacting, because we are all human and it's totally normal, you're just going to catch yourself. Even have a little giggle at yourself and come back. Use the breath to pull you back. Last 3 breaths. Two more. When you finish that last breath, let's bring the strap into your left hand, right palm onto your hip. Really keep that right leg grounded to the floor. And very slowly we'll open up to the left. So letting the leg go as far as it wants to go, enjoying that nice big stretch of the inner thigh. Just a few more breaths here. Three more. Last breath. Nice. Let's gently come all the way back to the center, and we'll cross over to the right. So right palm holds the strap, left arm out in line with your shoulder. Slowly letting that leg cross over the body. Maybe you're holding it in the air using your arm, or maybe it wants to touch the floor. And you can look to the left if that feels nice for the neck. You can relax the right leg, working at keeping the left leg as straight as possible. Your last few breaths here, nice and slow. Your final full breath. Gently coming all the way back to the center. Let's release that leg and just leave your strap off to the side. We're not going to use it again. Give that leg a little shake out. Nice. Then let's go ahead, hug those knees into your chest, give yourself a nice big squeeze, and rock and roll along your spine or come up to sitting in your own way. And we'll come to our Sukhasana. So let's bring one foot in front of the other. Palms going to rest on your knees. Come into a nice long straight spine. So you might like to peel the flesh of your buttocks out to the side so you're really on your sitting bones. We're going to take a few nice big circles. So you can start by taking a deep inhale, lengthen your spine. exhale, hinge from your hips, reaching right to your left knee, come all the way over to your right, round your spine, chin to chest, and just keep going. Closing your eyes if you like. Just letting your body start to open up. There's no real wrong or right here, making those circles as big as feels right for you. You can use your shoulders to help you. One more circle in this direction. Then gently let's go the other way. Rounding the spine on the way back and opening up as you come forwards. So nice. We've got one more round. Coming all the way back, draw your belly in, round your spine, and slowly lengthen yourself up. Nice. Give those shoulders a nice little roll up, back and down. Beautiful, guys. Let's slide towards the back of our mats. Making your way onto all fours, you can swing the legs around, you can roll over your knees, and we'll meet in our first downward dog, palms slightly in front of your shoulders. Let's tuck the toes and lift on up. And once you're all the way up, let's really continue to wake up the body now, making any kind of movement that's feeling right for you. Little pedal of the feet, stretching the backs of those legs. Hopefully those hamstrings are already feeling nice and warm. Just taking 3 more breaths here, gradually slowing down the movement until you arrive into stillness. Beautiful. We'll take 1 breath. On your next inhale, float your right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, tiger curl, knee to forehead, shift your weight forwards. Inhale, 3-legged. Exhale, right elbow, maybe you touch. Inhale, 3-legged. Exhale, cross to the left, maybe you touch. Inhale, 3-legged. Exhale, big step in between your palms and breathe. I'm going to lower that back knee down, untuck your toes. Reach your arms all the way up. Let those hips sink on down. Now once those hips sink down, can you engage abdominal muscles? It might mean you lift up a little bit. That's okay. That way, we're supporting the lower back. Shoulders are soft, arms are straight and strong. 3 breaths here. Final breath. And gently release those palms. Now some of us might not need to do this, but you have the option to just lift that back knee, send a little bit further away from you, and start to straighten that leg, walk your palms towards your body. So I want to make sure that that right leg is not coming out of the hip socket. Everything stays nice and square. The leg is straightening as much as you can, but you can always bend the knee. Or a really nice option is to grab your blocks, or if you're using little jars, grab those jars and rest your palms here. Now we don't want to round the spine, lengthen your spine, draw your shoulders away from your ears. Engage, embrace those abdominal muscles. Chin slightly towards your chest, you're lengthening through the crown of your head. Last breaths. One more breath. Good, let's gently start to bend that knee. If you're with your blocks or jars, let's bring them forwards to frame your foot now. Now making sure that front knee stays directly above your ankle. we're going to come into a nice little lunge flow. It's one of my favorite little moves to do. So tuck your back toes, lift that knee off the floor, looking forwards, lifting the head and chest. Come right onto your fingertips. Take a deep inhale breath. Exhale, straighten back just as much as your body allows. Inhale, lunging forwards. Exhale, sinking back. And just keep going. Your breath, your pace. Last one. We'll meet back in a lunge when you're ready. Take your time to get here. Removing those blocks off to the side once you arrive, palms flat on the ground. Let's use our abdominal muscles, squeeze the thigh in and step back to downward dog. Maybe give yourself a little wiggle here if you like. One more breath. Inhale, float that left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, tiger curl, shift into your plank. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, curl to the left elbow. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, curl to the right. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, step that foot in between your palms and breathe. Let's lower that back knee down, reach the whole body up, and then sink through those hips. So remember, once we sink on down, let's make sure that we can engage abdominal muscles, so like a lifting sensation through your pelvis. Front knee stays above the ankle, arms are straight and strong. Find your breath once again. 3 more rounds here. Last breath. And then gently release those palms. Now you might know by now if you need to shuffle that knee back or if your knee is fine where it is. Let's straighten those legs or reach the fingertips towards your body. Bending the knee as much as you need, or maybe grabbing those blocks. If you use the blocks on the other side, you're definitely going to need them here. Let's lengthen through the spine so shoulders draw away from your ears, chin slightly to your chest. Draw your rib cage in so we're bracing through the core, bracing those abdominal muscles. Taking just a few more deep breaths here. Focus on those exhales. Those exhales are helping you to release any tightness in the leg here. Final full breath. And slowly start to bend that knee. Let's bring the blocks with us. Just adjusting that leg if you need. So remember, front knee stays above the ankle always. Let's set up for our flow. So tuck the back toes, lift your knee off the floor. Come right onto your fingertips. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, sinking back as far as your body allows. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, sinking. And just keep flowing here. The breath is guiding the pace of your movements. Maybe you close your eyes. Last round. And gently meeting back in your lunge when you're ready. Take your time. Let's move those blocks off to the side. Plant your palms, shift the hips up a little bit, use those abdominal muscles, and we meet back in downward dog. So good, guys. A little wiggle here if you need. One more full breath. And on your next inhale, gently shifting forwards into your plank pose. Pause here and breathe. So what would a class be without a good old-fashioned plank? Gluing your eyes towards the top of your mat so your neck is in line with your spine. Let's press the chest away from the floor. Elbow creases face each other. Remember, you always have the option to maybe shift forwards and then lower your knees to the floor. If you're happy on your toes, let's stay on the toes. So good, guys. Take one more deep inhale breath. Exhale, everyone shift forward, lower your knees to the floor. Big toes to touch. Let's bring the knees a little bit wide as was working for you. And we'll sink back into a nice little child's pose. Forehead can relax to the floor. Let your shoulders soften, forearms sinking into the floor. We'll take just 2 more full breaths here. One more big slow breath. So nice. So let's gently come on up to all fours. So just coming up into all 4 position, palms are below the shoulders, elbow creases facing each other, so we're quite strong through our arms. Knees are directly below your hips. And just start to engage those abdominal muscles a little bit here. So it's not so much a sucking in on the belly that's going to affect your lower back. It's more a bracing sensation. And imagine that someone's going to come and punch you in the belly and you're preparing for that punch. Not very yoga-y, but it's a good way to describe it. And then from here, you're going to lift your right knee out to the side and make little or big circles with that right knee, just depending on what your hip will allow. And you can straighten that leg behind you, giving it a little kick, or you can keep that knee bent. Again, totally up to you here. And notice as we start to make these circles, if we're shifting our body really over to the left, try to stay in the center. That's where that abdominal brace comes in handy. Beautiful, guys. We're going to go for one more full breath, one more circle in this direction. And let's go the other way. So if it starts to feel a little bit juicy, that's okay. Use your breath, stay with it. Just a few more circles here. So good. Let's go for one more big breath, one more circle. And gently lower that knee back down and just wag your tailbone side to side. Give yourself a nice little release here. And then we'll walk our palms just slightly in front of our shoulders, coming into our pigeon pose from here. So slide the right knee behind your right wrist nice and close. Left ankle is in the general direction of your left wrist, just going as far as your body will allow. And let's slide that left leg back. And we're going to take a few moments staying up. So you can press your palms flat into the ground. If you have a little more space and the lower back feels okay, you can bring your fingertips nice and close towards your body. Let's take one deep inhale breath wherever you are. As you exhale, slowly start to come into your full pigeon. So lots of variations. You can stay on your forearms. You can bring a block or your little jar or a pillow underneath your forehead. You can straighten your arms out along the floor, completely relaxing. Whatever's working for you. You can use your fists as a pillow. So many options here. And just notice if this starts to feel a little bit funny for your knee, You can always lower over onto your right buttocks, bend your left knee up, bring the right ankle in line with your right knee, and come into a modified pigeon or deer pose. So remember, there's always options here. It's okay to be uncomfortable, but we never want to work with pain. So really getting to know your body, getting to know what variations work for you. Let's come back to our breath now that we've settled in. And often in our pigeon pose, it can be pretty intense. So the mind likes to help by distracting us from that intensity, but I want you to stay with it. Embrace the intensity, embrace any discomfort that you might be feeling here. When it gets quite a lot, use your breath. Big exhales, maybe opening the mouth to help you let go. So nice, guys. You've only got 3 more full breaths here. Staying for your final full breath, nice big exhale. And slowly let's start to lift everything up. If you're using any props, just moving those props away from you. And let's lower very gently over onto our right buttocks. Start to bend your left knee. We're going to bring it all the way up and over. So just face back to you guys here. So setting up for our half twist. So we want to make sure that this left foot is flat on the floor, left buttocks glued to the floor. If this is not feeling comfortable, or maybe feeling painful is the better word, you're going to straighten that bottom leg out. So choosing your variation. And let's make a little claw with our fingertips. So our fingertips are going to be on the floor, the palm will not be flat. Bring that left fingertips behind your lower back, nice and close. You might even have space to have a little bend in your elbow. And take a nice deep inhale, reach that right arm up. Exhale, elbow comes over the knee. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, sink into your twist. Maybe you look back and breathe here. So really feel that the twist is coming from your back shoulder blade through your torso. Now start to exaggerate that breath. Inhale, your belly expands, pushing into your thigh. And as you exhale, the belly contracts, you squeeze the thigh. Maybe you have space to twist just a fraction deeper. Keeping your spine long and tall. We're here for 2 more full breaths. Last one. And let's slowly come back to the center. Take a little counter twist so you can wrap the arms over the other side, look back and breathe. And gently coming back. Good. We're just gonna swing those legs around us and we'll meet back on all fours. So remember, we're not just hanging out here, we're pressing the floor away from us, elbow creases face each other. Let's brace for that nice big belly punch. And we'll bring the left knee out to the side. And let's make big or small circles, whatever's working for your hips. Option 2, straighten and kick that leg behind you, or maybe you keep the knee bent. Totally up to you. Now let's make sure we're not shifting the weight of the body over to that right leg. We're staying nice and centered, using that abdominal brace to help you. Few more circles here. We've got 1 more big breath. Nice, and then let's go the other way. So trying to keep those circles the same. It might get a little bit intense now, that's okay. That's why we use our breath. Let's keep that movement nice and slow and controlled. We're almost there. So good. One more breath. One more circle. And gently release. Give your tailbone a little wag side to side. Nice gentle release. Palms come slightly in front of those shoulders. Let's come into our pigeon with the left leg. So left knee behind your left wrist. Right ankle in the general direction of your left ankle in the general direction of your right wrist. And we'll either come into our pigeon, or if you found the other side was a little bit intense, you felt pressure in that knee, remember you have the option to roll onto your left buttocks, left ankle up in line, bend your left knee in. You can stay upright, or you can lean slightly over to the left. Just coming to, again, whatever variation is working for you. We want to feel a left release through the buttocks and hip and thigh. Alrighty, so finding that variation. If you're in your full pigeon, let's start by coming up. Maybe palms are flat, maybe fingertips walk towards you. One deep inhale wherever you are. As you exhale, finding your variation. So let's try to do the same thing we did on the other side. That way we can create as much balance in the body as possible. And we've got a nice long hold here. Remembering that the mind will try to distract you. That's okay, we're human. When we're in a little bit of discomfort, when we find that we're in an intense situation, it goes into survival mode and tries to protect us from that. But we know that nothing bad's going to happen here. We know that we can use our breath to just stay with the intensity without shifting into a stress response. We can stay calm. We can stay still. You're here for just another 3 breaths, making them your deepest breaths yet. And when you finish your last breath, let's slowly come up and out of the pose, rolling gently onto your left buttocks. Start to bend, help the knee all the way up and over. Setting up for our half twist, guys. So take a moment here, let's make sure that right buttock stays glued to the floor. When you twist, you're going to want to lift it up to help you twist a little bit deeper. Keep it anchored down, keeping this right foot pressed into the floor. Remember, you have the option to straighten that bottom leg out behind you. In front of you, not behind you. Good luck doing that. Alrighty, let's make that little claw behind us, soft elbow so you have space to squeeze through the shoulder blade. Take a nice deep inhale, reach that left arm up, grow tall. Exhale, elbow over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we twist back and breathe. And come back to those deep belly breaths. Inhale, belly pushes out against your thigh. Exhale, belly sinks in, you squeeze the thigh in, maybe you twist back a little bit more. So remembering that that breath is always there to help you stay still in challenging poses, but also to help you move deeper when you have the space. Final 2 breaths here. And last one. And let's gently come back to the center. Take that little counter twist over the other side. Look back and breathe. Nice. And this time we'll just release those legs out in front of us and slowly come on down to your backs. So once you're all the way down here, it might feel good to give those knees a nice big squeeze into your chest. Maybe make alternating circles with the legs, just releasing any last little bits of pressure through your hips. And then circles in the other way. And just to balance everything out, we'll finish off with our happy baby. So reach in between your knees. You can grab the inner soles or the outer soles of your feet. It's totally up to you. Reaching those ankles ideally so they're directly above the knees. Your back is pressing into the ground. Your shoulders are relaxed. Now, of course, you always have options. So if this is feeling just too much, not working, bring your palms underneath your thighs and just hug your knees towards the ground, still working at bringing the ankles above the knees. And wherever you are, maybe you have a very gentle rock side to side. Maybe you stay still. We're only here for 3 more full breaths. Maybe opening the mouth, exhales, giving yourself one last release. 2 more releasing breaths in your own time. And when you finish your last breath, release those legs slowly, one leg at a time, and we'll set up for your Shavasana. So legs can straighten out along the mat. Just moving those blocks out of the way so we can bring the legs nice and wide. Let the feet fall open. This way we take all pressure off the hips and lower back. Arms alongside the body, palms face up. Shoulders sink down to the floor. If you prefer, you can bring a palm onto your belly, a palm onto your heart. Let's close down the eyes now. Give yourself a moment, starting at the tips of your toes. Scan through your body and notice if there's anywhere that you're holding on to that you don't need to be. This is your time to really let go of control over all the muscles. Let go of control over your breath. Coming to be in your complete natural state. Once you reach all the way up to your head, feel that your entire body is free of effort, free of force. Your mind is simply watching, observing what it's like to just simply be here in stillness, in nothingness. For your Shavasana. Slowly bringing your awareness back. You can wriggle your toes, your fingers. Gently turning your head side to side. You can bring those legs nice and close. Stretch those arms out above your head. Let's take a really deep inhale breath. Stretch your whole body, squeeze out your facial muscles, and let it go. Give those knees a nice big squeeze into your chest, giving yourself a nice big hug. Just taking a moment here to really give yourself a hug, acknowledging your body, thanking your body for everything that it does for you every single day. Gently rolling over to whichever side you like. And pressing yourself up to sitting. Oops. Closing down your eyes once you get there. You can give those shoulders a nice big roll up, back and down. And just take a moment, as always. Continue that acknowledgement. Acknowledging how you feel physically, and also how you feel mentally. Being grateful that you have the ability to do this practice. Palms come in front of your chest in prayer. One last releasing breath. Namaste. Beautiful. Thank you, yogis. Hoping your hips and hamstrings feel nice and open now. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.